Where you see that yellow, we have a tornado watch in effect. It includes everyone except Johnson County at the moment. But this yellow includes Fort Smith, Van Buren, Fayetteville, right to Bentonville. We have that tornado watch. That means as these storms start to roll on through, they all do have the potential to try to spin and rotate a little bit. But the biggest rotation we have right now is in western Sequoia County, Webbers Falls, and Vian. Meteorologist Michelle Trotter is with me this evening too. We're going to be working on this storm with you guys. We're going to stay with you all evening long, from west to east until these storms are done with. But things are going to get loud across northwest Arkansas and the River Valley tonight. All right, so let's zoom in a little bit closer to Sequoia County. That red area shows you the tornado warning where we have a notch in this thunderstorm just west of Gore. Once again, if you live in western Sequoia County, just west of Sallisaw, so close to Webbers Falls, Vian, Gore, when you hop off I-40 and head north towards 10 Killer, kind of that slow stretch as you go through Vian, that's where we have the tornado threat at this moment. This storm is headed northeast about 40 miles per hour. A lot of lightning too, but there's that notch headed right towards the Gore area. If we could maybe pull up velocity here in a second too, we can see where those winds are rotating. Once again, if you're in western Sequoia County, you need to make sure you get to your safe place. Find the most interior room of your house on the lowest level. Try to stay away from windows. A lot of times an interior bathroom or closet. That'll work great for you guys. Right along the leading edge of the storm is where we're watching this tornado threat. This thing is right next to Gore, especially just north of Gore. This is where we're having that rotation, just north of Highway 64. This is now just left Warner. This is headed eastbound. So if you live in northern Sequoia County, western Sequoia County, evening shade, we got Webbers Falls, we've got Vian and Gore. You need to be taking shelter towards your tornado safe place. A lot of us across northwest Arkansas and the River Valley, you may start hear the thunder right now, but the storms have not crossed the state line just yet. But we're getting that latest sweep from the radar scan. Where we have these notches is also where we have some of that most rotation. But man, this is a big line of storm stretching all the way from North Texas, north towards Kansas, Missouri, but right here in this middle part of this line where we have some of the most severe weather right now. There's also another tornado warning just east of Tulsa, Pryor Creek. This is actually headed northbound. I think that's going to mainly bypass us in northwest Arkansas. We're starting to get some of that light to moderate rain in Benton County and western portions of Washington County at the moment, but the severe weather is still in Oklahoma. In fact, all the severe weather is in Oklahoma. We don't have any severe thunderstorm warnings or tornado warnings at this hour in Arkansas. Everything's west of the state line. But once again, Paradise Hill, Vian, Webbers Falls, western Sequoia County, that's where we need to take shelter at this hour. But you see these pockets of lightning too. On top of this, just north of these rotations, we've got some big hail. In fact, Michelle was tracking the hail throughout the afternoon and evening, and we had some huge hailfall in Oklahoma. We still have some of those hail threats as they march eastbound. But once again, tornado warning, western Sequoia County. It does not include us in Sallisaw. You head up 59 towards the north, towards Stillwell. We're out of this tornado warning at the moment, but things are really tightening up for us in western Sequoia County. Michelle, are we able to go back to some velocity? Maybe we can kind of look at this line too. What goes on is we have this line, but anywhere we start to get a lot of heavy rain and some hail, what happens is you start to cool the atmosphere a lot and it just rushes this wind out. Well, when you get these rushes of wind out right along the leading edge of a line of storms, it kind of rushes out and it starts to turn a little bit, and that's where you get these rotations. Once again, big rotation right now, tight rotation, right over Gore. Gore, Webbers Falls, Vian, you need to be taken towards your tornado shelter or most interior room of your house. Make sure, also just kind of heads up, if you don't get the rotation of this storm, a lot of us are going to get gusty winds tonight. We're going to get heavy rain tonight. Go ahead and make sure things are charged. Make sure things are ready to go so that you're not waking up with low battery tomorrow. Whether it's your phone, you got different tablets, computers, you want to make sure you go ahead and do that. Make sure everyone's safe at home. Make sure they're in, because once these storms push on through, it's not going to be fun driving tonight if you do have plans this evening. Be on the lookout for that. But it's going to be a stormy night for us. We probably have 3 hours to go or so before this whole line pushes through. But Michelle's been watching this rotation too. Michelle, do you see anything right now as we're talking with the National Weather Service?
So they're just saying if there is a tornado, it's about 3.4 miles northwest of Gore. So it's very close. You can actually see the rotation that Matt was talking about right there. But it is very close to Gore and Sequoia County. That tornado warning goes until about 12:15, so about 30 more minutes or so. But it is heading towards the northwest and heading northeast towards our area. So if this passes towards the Arkansas area, we're definitely gonna have to worry about this in the next few hours or so. So actually taking a look at the satellite radar, it's a lot of lightning, a lot of storms with this. It's pretty heavy to moderate rainfall as well. Just behind this front in Oklahoma City, where they saw these storms about a couple hours ago, they're already having flash flood warnings and watches because it's producing quite a bit of lightning as it's moving through. So just about a couple hours ago, the line of storms that you're seeing all had severe warnings on them, and that's because they had gusty winds. And I actually saw, like Matt was saying, hail size up to $half size, which can definitely cause a lot of damage to cars. So if you don't have your cars inside, definitely a good idea to bring them inside for tonight. So already seeing some light rainfall moving into Benton County, also into Washington County as well. We actually just heard some lightning and thunder here in our studio. You can actually just hear it right there. It's probably very distant, yeah. But it is going to be pretty loud and very rowdy in the next few hours across our area. So I know a lot of people probably go to sleep, but make sure you do have your weather alerts on somehow. Me and Matt will be here tracking these storms with you through the rest of the night. But it looks pretty nasty, honestly, these lines of storms. Quite a bit of lightning, quite a bit of rainfall. And then like what Matt was saying, if you don't see tornadoes and if you don't see any rain, you'll probably just get some gusty winds up to 65 miles per hour. So definitely something to be concerned about going throughout tonight as well. So actually look at the chat right now, the National Weather Service chat. They're saying there's some flood advisories, a lot of severe thunderstorm warnings as well issued for these lines of showers and storms.
Yeah, it's a nasty line, Michelle. We haven't had a line like this in a while. So this time of year, we get kind of a secondary severe weather, a season, not usually as strong as spring. Still got several months of spring, thank goodness, right? But fall is another season where things are warm, and then you get these cold fronts, and when they try to finally knock our temperatures down to where we should be this time of year, look what happens. We get thunderstorms, and then eventually we get the cooler air. They're starting to get back towards the 60s, though, towards the west. So once again, we're watching this tornado-warned cell, this rotation just northeast of Gore. We're looking towards Paradise Hill, Redbird, Smith, and Evening Shade, where we've got, you need to go ahead and take your tornado precautions, get towards the lowest level of your house, lowest and most interior room of the dwelling that you're in at this moment. This storm is going to bypass us. For Sallisaw, it's going to bypass us. For Roland and Muldrow, we're actually getting kind of this initial band of rain that's kind of good moderate rain too. East of Sallisaw, that's coming into Fort Smith right now. That rain coming into Fort Smith is not severe at this time. We just have a lot of heavy rain, but it's this pocket right here that's just west of Sequoia County. That's where we're watching the storm, and you need to take shelter immediately. This will be moving north towards Adair and Delaware counties here very shortly. I think this storm, to be honest, is going to be more of a mountains and northwest Arkansas story here soon. You see the orientation of this storm as it moves towards the north and east. This will be crossing Highway 59 eventually and then headed into Washington County. This is going to bypass us in Fort Smith, Van Buren, but we're going to get still the heavy rain. Michelle, were we able to get maybe a track on this storm? This thing is moving about, I believe the latest was about 40 miles per hour. I think we already have that in the math calculator system right now. So we extend this storm out. This is perfect. We're watching these storms for Evening Shade just after midnight right now. We're at 11:45. So just in about 17 minutes, Evening Shade, you need to be watching this storm as that rotation moves into town. Greasy, 12:22. Stillwell, 12:30. Lincoln, we're just before the 1 o'clock hour. So we got about an hour to go before the storm starts to get really into your area right along Highway 59. And then it's going to extend right into Prairie Grove and Farmington right around 1 o'clock this morning. So it's a late night. It's going to be a late night for all of us. A lot of us are going to be waking up early with some of the thunder as we're trying to start headed into Monday morning. But this is the most severe storm right now. If we zoom out a little bit and kind of watch this whole line, let's talk about what everyone's kind of seeing at the moment. Of course, we've got the tornado warning right now for western Sequoia County. That's the one we're watching with the most fervor right now as the storm presses north and east, 40 miles per hour. But this whole line extends all the way from south from Worcester, Heavener, Talahena, we're watching the thunderstorms, and then all the way north, Sequoia County, and then you head into Arkansas, and you go from Crawford County all the way to Benton County. Everyone's going to get rain out of this system. No one's going to be spared. But there's going to be a difference in what you expect in terms of gusty winds and lightning, too. But it looks like everywhere we have some of the warnings at this hour. We've got the tornado warning in northwestern Sequoia County. We've got a good lightning pocket right here towards the west, and we got another good lightning pocket that will be coming towards Delaware County and Adair County here very shortly. Towards Poteau, Heavener, Worcester, right now we're starting to get some of the rain. It's coming over Kavanaugh Hill at this hour. But when you look towards Talahena and westbound, we have another severe thunderstorm warning. This one doesn't have as much rotation on it right now. I don't see quite any notches with this storm. It's just a lot of heavy rain. And honestly, this is kind of a hail threat with this storm that's just west of Talahena. This storm will be moving north and east too. So eventually this will start to move towards Sugarloaf and Kavanaugh Hill. Of course, that includes Poteau, Worcester, Heavener, Monroe, Cameron, Pecola. We'll be watching the storm for you guys. And then west towards Bocoshe as well on the other side of Kavanaugh Hill. But only one tornado warning at this hour as it moves north and east. For us in Fayetteville and Springdale, Bentonville, Rogers, starting to get some rain ahead of this line. And eventually we'll get some of this more severe potential. You're looking live right now. That is Bentonville. So we're starting to get the rain right now in Benton County. Not a severe thunderstorm at this moment, but we're getting some preliminary bands. To be honest with you guys, when we start to see this line, earlier it was one solid line headed eastbound right into Arkansas. And you get that massive shelf cloud. Some of us still kind of have a shelf cloud rolling through. But what we're noticing is a lot of this heavy rain is actually detaching itself from the most severe portions of this storm. And what that shows is that this line is slowly weakening over time. This is still not a line you want to mess with, but it is slowly weakening. And we've been talking about that for the past couple of days. The strongest thunderstorms are going to be in Oklahoma. But as they cross the state line, of course, we're, getting close to midnight right now? We've got, 12 minutes to go? We'll be watching this storm as it continues to press eastbound. So once again, we're watching these strong thunderstorms as they press east towards Fort Smith, Van Buren, and then eventually we'll get some of that light to moderate rain as you head into parts of northwest Arkansas. All right, so Michelle, is there any update from the National Weather Service as they're watching this rotation too?
So they are saying that the tornado continues. The velocities are still looking pretty strong. The debris signature on it is not very distant, so I don't know if there's a tornado or not. It's not confirmed just yet, but there is a spotter who has spotted a rope tornado, which means it's not confirmed, but it just has been seen by a spotter in Sequoia County. So right now, like Matt was saying, we're just watching that one tornado warning. We have 1 or 2 severe thunderstorm warnings, but other than that, though, just some rainfall moving into Benton County and also Washington County. Other than that, though, actually, right now, the National Weather Service has said the instability, which is basically the fuel for storms, is increasing in our area with CAPE, which is also another fuel for these storms and severe storms to develop, so something to watch out for. Basically, what the instability and shear and CAPE all have in common is that if you add them all together, that can cause a tornado if it does move into our area. So definitely something to watch out for. This will last, like Matt was saying, overnight. So from now until about 4 to 5 o'clock, which means the River Valley as well. So something to watch out for. So this line is approaching Fayetteville, Bentonville, Sequoia County, Crawford County as well. So definitely have to watch for those little embedded notches that Matt was talking about, because those are the ones that have kind of very weak rotation. So it's kind of very hard to tell on radar if they are moving through. So definitely something to watch out for. And that tornado watch that we have for all of our area now goes until 2 o'clock. So just 3 more hours as it moves through our area.
Yeah, it's a long evening, but we're with you guys. We're watching this line continue to press east over time. I'm looking at this rotation right now, still fairly decent in terms of its strength and how tight it is. When things start to broaden out, you start to see that weakening trend, but we still have a decent circulation right over Paradise Hill. Once again, you need to get towards your tornado safe location, wherever that is in your home. Once again, stay away from windows or an exterior wall. Try to get as inside as your house as you can. Evening shade, and then once you head north of Sequoia County, Dry Creek, Keys, and Lake Tenkiller. A lot of cabins out there, right? Lake Tenkiller, be on the lookout for that as the storm continues to press north and east. We've got a good hail pocket too, just north of Bragg's, Paradise Hill, And then this storm is just going to be south of Tahlequah. Then we got another storm north of Tahlequah. This one's really kind of beefing up. You know, Michelle was talking about different energies in the atmosphere, and we still got some left to go. The sun is down, so overall, these storms will weaken over time, but we still have enough fuel to get some storms still to push into Arkansas. That's still something that we got to watch, but a lot of lightning still showing up with this particular storm north of Tahlequah. This is going to be headed eventually kind of clipping us in Benton County. If you live west of Bentonville, so Centerton, Gentry, Gravette, Decatur, you need to be on the lookout for this storm. It does not have rotation at the moment, but there's a lot of lightning too. And notice over time, the lightning strikes are actually starting to get more numerous, more intense, and that shows signs of a storm that is strengthening. So be on the lookout for this storm. A lot of gusty winds and probably a hail threat with this too as it presses north. The only tornado warning we have at this hour is northwestern Sequoia County, but it looks like, Michelle, that circulation is moving from Paradise Hill and just north of Redbird Smith. It's actually just about to cross out of Sequoia County and head north. So we'll have to watch to see if they go ahead and drop the tornado warning. If you live in Salisaw, you're good. You're still getting the rain. You're still getting lightning and thunder. But the rotation itself, the one that we're particularly warning you guys about, is just right along the edge of Sequoia County, near just west of Evening Shade, and that's headed towards the north and east at this time. But a lot of gusty winds with some of these storms. Michelle, if you're able to that storm towards the north right now, I'm looking at some of these wind speeds. We're estimating on the radar right now, just west of Little Kansas, we're getting radar estimates right around 65 to 70 miles per hour. Once again, that's a couple thousand feet up high, but we're down by the ground. You can probably take off 5 or 10 miles per hour, but a lot of us are getting those 60 to 65 up to 70 mile per hour winds right now. Also, are we able to show Pecola there on the left-hand side of the screen? Or there we go. Yeah, you're looking live right now from Pecola. We've been getting some decent lightning when you're kind of looking towards the north and west. We're kind of watching off screen too to watch some of these storms as they press in. But there's going to be a lot of lightning and thunder just north of Pecola, right along the Sequoia County state line, and then a lot of lightning just west of Little Kansas. Right kind of about here is where we have Highway 412. As you're trying to head west of Tulsa, this storm is riding right along Highway 412. And so if you guys are near Siloam Springs, north in Decatur, Gentry, Gravette, be on the lookout for this thunderstorm. You're probably starting to hear some of the thunder and lightning too. But once again, severe thunderstorm warnings just west of the state line. But right now, one tornado warning northwestern Sequoia County. But once again, the wind speeds are really starting to wrap up just north of Tahlequah, right here towards Lake Tenkiller, and then headed north to Pryor Creek. That's where that severe thunderstorm is with those gusty winds. Fort Smith right now, we're getting some light to moderate rain, especially coming into downtown at this moment. And then that'll start to pick up here very shortly. Van Buren, just west towards Dora, we're getting that moderate rain. We're about to pick up the rain a little bit too. This storm is not severe. You're looking right now live in Fort Smith, where we're getting some of that rain just start to move into town. There's been some gusty winds, but the stronger winds are back towards the west still in Oklahoma right now. But you're looking directly towards the north and west from Fort Smith, right over the Garrison Avenue Bridge, right over the Arkansas River. Dark skies, of course, but every once in a while you'll get some of those flashes of lightning. Pecola, we're starting to pick up some of that rain, and then Alma, some of the rain as well. Michelle, if we zoom out, we might be able to get kind of a timing and kind of march this thing eastbound. A lot of folks have been wondering, when are the thunderstorms going to arrive in our area? This thing is moving about 40 miles per hour towards the east, and as we expand this eastbound, here are some of the latest timings. Fort Smith, we're starting to get the rain right now, of course, the rain coming in, but some of the heavier rain will be coming in here in just about 10-15 minutes or so. Fayetteville, just about 12:30, so a little bit after midnight here in about 30 minutes. Waldron, close to 12:45. Clarksville, it's going to be after 1 o'clock. It's going to be a while for us, to be honest, in Johnson County, parts of Logan County. It's going to be a bit before this line finally marches through, but we are seeing some signs of weakening, but there's still a lot of strong thunderstorms in this line. In fact, we got a new tornado warning south of LaFleur County. We'll have to watch to see if this one tries to head north and eventually hit closer towards Mena and Waldron. But right now, this is still several miles towards the west. See the lightning strikes right there? It's loud across the river valley, and especially once you head into Sequoia County. Man, we've been rocking and rolling the past hour or so with some of these storms. There's a whole long line of these storms as they march westbound right now. But once again, tornado warning for northwestern Sequoia County, but it does look like that notch is starting to move northbound, just north of Evening Shade and Paradise Hill. You guys in Gore, Webbers Falls, Vian, I think we're now good. This is interesting too. Michelle's bringing up the velocity here just north of Tahlequah. You see where this red's starting to actually start to push forward. We don't have a tornado warning at the moment, but it looks like a notch is starting to develop. There's going to be probably a little bit of rotation here. Let me go ahead and zoom in north a little bit too. This is near Leech, and you see they're starting to reissue a new severe thunderstorm warning that goes right along towards the state line. Here's Benton County. Here we go towards Delaware County. And so right in Delaware County is where we have this new severe thunderstorm warning because we're starting to get another notch too. This rain-cooled air is starting to march east. And so right along Highway 412, we're starting to get a little bit of rotation. So be on the lookout for that. We got a lot of lightning coming in too, just west of Siloam Springs, but a new severe thunderstorm warning just west of Benton County. Here we are in Bentonville and Rogers. So westbound, we're watching those storms. That's actually a live look right now from Bentonville. We're getting some light to moderate rain at times, but the severe storms are just back towards the west. This notch, though, is honestly moving northeast, probably towards Decatur, Gentry. It's going to clip us in northwestern Benton County. Hiwassee, where they've been building the new bypass, now of course complete. So be on the lookout for that, where the new bypass is. We'll be watching this storm as it pushes out towards the north. We'll see if we get clipped in northwest Arkansas with this storm. But you're at least getting the rain right now in Rogers and in Bentonville. Fayetteville will be getting that rain here very shortly. Where we have this red starting to kind of jump out towards the east, we're getting some 70-mile-per-hour winds right now. So this is near Little, Kansas. It looks like close to Twin Oaks, Cloud Creek, and Concord as you head into Delaware County. So just outside kind of our viewing area, we're watching this new severe thunderstorm warning. We head back towards the south. We still have that tornado warning in effect. Looks like they've trimmed it off a little bit for Sequoia County back towards the south, south towards Paradise Hill, and just north and west of Sallisaw right now. Some more gusty winds continue with this storm and the lightning as well. But things are pretty active. What we're showing you right now with the different colors of the velocity, you can kind of see our banner right here, where you got winds kind of coming towards the radar, winds leaving the radar. When you start to get bright greens with bright reds, you got two winds going opposite directions, and that's where things start to spin. But once again, here's that notch that's headed just north of Flute Springs, Petite, headed north. This will be probably staying just south of Tahlequah, but very close to Lake Tenkiller. Make sure you take your go ahead and make sure you take your tornado precautions. But yeah, lots of lightning with these thunderstorms as they press eastbound towards Arkansas. It's going to be a loud evening for us as this line of storms march through. But guess what? After this line pushes through, we're going to have a lot cooler air as this thing brings in cool air from the west. We have this line of storms, basically the difference between low 80s and upper 70s, and then we've got 60s back towards the west in Oklahoma. But in between, we've got these stormy conditions. But severe thunderstorms kind of lining up right along the state line. We're watching the rain start to cross Arkansas and into from Oklahoma and into Arkansas. Fort Smith, Van Buren picking up the rain right now. Tornado warning still in effect for northwestern portions of Sequoia County. And then we've got that severe thunderstorm warning in Delaware County. This storm has a lot of lightning too. Where you see the lightning, you start to coordinate with hail as well. So there's a good hail pocket too. We can show some hail tracks eventually as well. That's another threat that we're watching for this evening, other than some of these notches along this line. But a lot of heavy rain streaming from south to north, very heavy pockets of rain with gusty winds and some lightning and some hail too. We've been watching some in our iCams, watching some decent lightning in Pensacola as you look westbound. This is a live look in Pensacola right now. This is right along as you head towards Spiro Mounds, and it's been rainy there for us. But that tornado warning cell is just north of Pensacola, headed into just southern portions of Tahlequah. But we've been watching the lightning with that storm too, off in the distance. But there's that whole line. Michelle, anything from the National Weather Service right now?
So they're saying that tornado warning in Sequoia County in Oklahoma, it's still capable of producing a tornado that was spotted by a tornado spotter, so it's not confirmed just yet. But if it was a tornado, it's located just 4 miles of Cookson, which is moving to the northeast at 45 miles per hour. So if you're in Sequoia County, make sure you're taking your safe spot, which is inside the middle of your home, in a bathroom, in a tub, somewhere that you're not surrounded by windows, and making sure you are staying safe. Another report coming out of Sequoia County is winds up to 60 miles per hour. Like Matt was saying, if you don't see these tornado warnings, you're still going to get some pretty gusty winds. This is a squall line, basically. A squall line is a line of thunderstorms moving through, and so along that squall line is when you always have those damaging winds, up to 70 miles per hour, 60 miles per hour, and always have a lot of hail in those as well. So far, no confirmed tornadoes right here in our area. It just has been spotted, so again, not confirmed just yet, but a lot of them are seeing some tornadoes in that tornado warning. So we're trying to figure out if that's confirmed or not, if it is on the ground. But again, if you are in Sequoia County, this goes until 12:15, so about 13 more minutes of that tornado warning. So definitely going to watch out for you as we go throughout the next few minutes. But we don't have any warnings, severe thunderstorm warnings in our area just yet, but that one that's just to the west of Benton County definitely has the potential of bringing severe thunderstorm warnings into Benton County, I would say the next 10, 15 minutes or so. It's moving pretty quickly. And you can see I'm just going to stop this radar for you. If you look at this storm, you can see quite a bit of lightning. And if you see that white and that red dark contour, that's a lot of rainfall. That's about a couple inches per hour. So that can cause flooding in a matter of minutes, an hour or so. So if you are in that area, making sure you are staying safe and staying indoors too. A lot of lightning outside is definitely not good with these storms. From the National Weather Service, they're saying that they could see some circulation in that storm in Delaware County, so we have to watch for that going through the next few hours. But again, that tornado warning is going until about 12:15, so about 12 more minutes of that. I'm going to go ahead and zoom in a little closer to this, so just so you know exactly where it is. Get to velocity, so you can see definitely a better vision of it. Okay, so here's the velocity that me and Matt were talking about. Zoom in a little closer. Here. There you go. So right there, you can't see my mouse, but right there you can see that there's a little bit of a rotation. Still can't see it, but that green and that red that you're seeing by Petite is that rotation that they're seeing, that circulation. So that's why there is that tornado warning issued for that area. So we're going to zoom in a little closer, so if you can see some rows maybe. It's heading towards Wildcat Point, Caney Ridge, just heading to the northeast. Keys, 10 killer. So if you are in that area, make sure you are staying in your safe zone. I also saw the National Weather Service saying that they are starting to see a little bit of circulation close to Lake 10 killer. So that's something to watch out for as well. That is the only tornado warning issued for our area right now. Looking at the National Weather Service, not saying anything new just yet about these storms. Let's go bigger picture. So yeah, there is that one tornado warning that Matt was talking about to the south of our area. So if it does, I think it might clip Scott County if it continues to be a tornado warning in the next hour or so. So that's also something to watch out for. But if you are in Fayetteville, Washington County, Crawford County, Benton County, you're probably seeing that light to moderate rainfall in some areas as well. Actually, now that we're speaking, the Sequoia County, the tornado warning has been canceled. So there's no tornado warning issued for Sequoia County anymore, but we still do have that severe thunderstorm warning to the west of Benton County, moving through Delaware County at this hour.
Yeah, that tornado warn cell now, once again, right over Lake 10 killer, like you were saying, Michelle.
Yep.
In fact, I was looking. Basically, when you're from about Cookson north towards the Cherry Creek Landing State Park and the Caney Ridge Marina, so you're on the northern end of the lake, so you're away from the dam. That's where we have the circulation right now. So it's out of Sequoia County, but it's still headed north and east at this hour. So right over Lake 10 killer too. Cookson, once you're headed up 82. North, and you kind of cross the river there, or across the lake on the northern end. That's where we have the circulation. But we've been watching this thing. It has slowly weakened, but still got a tornado warning in effect for this storm. Let's go ahead and reset. Let's go and kind of get a wide view of things. Let's talk about generally what's going on with this whole line, basically from north to south. This is a long line too. Guys, this thing stretches all the way from Missouri and Kansas. We don't have as much of the severe storms towards the north. We got a lot of heavy rain though. Man, it's pouring for north of Joplin. But we've got a lot of the severe storms right now and a couple of those tornado warnings. Sometimes we get these notches and then you get these little spin ups, and so we're watching those. But we've got a little bit of a notch in Delaware County, so we're watching that. But there's the front. It's right on the back side of this whole line, and we've got cooler air. Now towards the west, you see a couple more storms. These aren't quite as severe. These are just some good downpours. What's taking place is this cold front that's finally going to give us October weather. So I know we got some storms to go through. We're going to be okay. We're going to get through this tonight. And then we've got nicer weather starting tomorrow. There could be some showers in the morning as we're waking up and headed to work and headed to school. But eventually this cooler air is working on its way through. Cooler air dives in, and it's a lot denser than the warm, humid air that we've been dealing with, and it lifts up all these air parcels and creates thunderstorms, and that's what's going on. So we've got to get the cool air to move eastbound. But with it, we've got the lightning. And when you kind of zoom out a little bit like this, you can see where we have some of the strongest thunderstorms. Usually where we have the most amount of lightning, we also have the most amount of thunderstorms as well. New tornado warning. Thank you, Michelle. This is coming in for Adair County. So this is right south of Tahlequah. This is right over Lake Tenkiller, right on the north end of the lake, where that circulation is. So we don't have to worry about Sequoia County. In fact, we're just getting a lot of heavy rain in Sequoia County now. You guys in Webbers Falls, Vian, Salisaw, I think we're good, other than the heavy rain at this point. But this tornado warning cell now is moving right towards Westville. So 59 north, Delaware or Adair County, and then north towards Delaware County, where we have another thunderstorms, kind of connected, but there's two definite pockets where you have the white showing just south of Tahlequah, Lake Tenkiller, and then north towards Little Kansas, just west of Siloam Springs. But this tornado warning cell continues to move eastbound and towards the northeast about 40 miles per hour or so. But Westville, make sure you go ahead and take your tornado precautions. Michelle, if we could try to time this out as we push towards the metros in northwest Arkansas, we need a heads up for Fayetteville, Springdale, Rogers, Bentonville. If this circulation can continue to hold as it crosses the state line, we'll have a tornado warning for some of us in Washington County. All right, so here are some of the latest timings. We've got Lincoln, 12:45, Prairie Grove just before midnight, Fayetteville just after 1 o'clock, and then Bentonville close to 1:30. We'll be watching this storm as it heads towards the north and east. But this cell continues to press north and eastbound right now with that circulation. Watching from the National Weather Service too. There are some reports of trees down in northern Sequoia County near Highway 10. This is near the Sequoia and Muskogee County line. This was just about 15-20 minutes ago when they got this report. But there's some gusty winds with these storms as they continue to press eastbound. But let me go ahead and turn on. We'll get a kind of a fine-tuned sweep of what's watching with this radar. Michelle, I'm going to go ahead and pause this for a second. There we go. All right, so we're zoomed in now. We're showing you the velocity. There's that couplet right there, Michelle.
Yeah, you can actually see that resolution. That's why there's a tornado warning for that. That was just issued, I want to say like 10 minutes ago, 5 minutes ago. It's going over Lake Tenkiller like Matt was saying. But this rotation right here, so fun fact for weather, we go out of the radar and into the radar. So that's how there's rotation a little bit just right there. And you can see it if it's bright. That's when it's more of a tighter rotation circulation, and that's why they definitely have that tornado warning. So again, that's where you can see it moving into Tenkiller. So if you're in Tenkiller, make sure you are going to your safe spot, which is inside your home, in the bathroom, in the tub, somewhere in the middle of your home, somewhere that's not aware or not close to windows. So if you are seeing, is this a new tornado warning too right here, Matt?
It does look like, yep, that gust of wind has finally wrapped itself up. So here's the first warning towards the south that Michelle broke to us just a couple minutes ago. Here are the latest timings, and then Michelle, I'll get the latest timings for that next cell too.
Okay, so yeah, this is the one that they just issued just to the south of Lake Tenkiller. So if it's going to the northeast, going towards our area, if it stays at tornado warning system, this is the timing that it's going to be in your area. Tenkiller, next 3 minutes or so. Prairie Grove, 102, so in about an hour. Fayetteville, 118, Bentonville, 133. So this is if that storm holds together. Right now it has pretty good circulation as it's moving through that area. And then Matt, we have that newer one, tornado warning?
Yeah, so this includes Delaware County and then extreme northwestern portions of Benton County. But this one's headed northeast a little bit more. Let me redraw that real quick.
So you think you probably miss Arkansas, probably going Kansas, Missouri, right there. But you can see that rotation right there. That's why they have that tornado warning.
So you can kind of see it over time, how it's slowly, so it kind of started this way, but then it's slowly kind of rapid northbound a little bit.
And you can see that circulation getting a little tighter because it's getting a little brighter right there.
All right, here are a couple. So this is going to stay west of Bentonville, it looks like, as the cell continues to kind of press northbound. You see Gravit there right on the edge of that tornado warning. But there are some towns, Southwest City, that's right in the corner of Missouri as you're kind of heading south right into Arkansas. But this thing's going to be very close to the Benton County corner.
And I feel like if anything, it will clip that part right there. So definitely have to watch for this storm as well. So if you live anywhere in the northwestern part of Benton County, definitely this is your time to take shelter before it gets to your area. It's too late if it's already in your area. So again, this is the circulation is passing right now Highway 59, moving to the northeast. Did you say at 45 miles per hour, Matt?
Yep, 45 miles per hour.
45 miles, which is pretty quickly, honestly. But you can just see it's a tornado warning system, right? But it has so many lightning strikes and thunder. That's also a different hazard of this. So make sure, I know a lot of people too want to go outside and take videos of this. I would stay indoors. This lightning and thunder is no joke. This storm is no joke as well. You can actually kind of see a little bit rotation right there, making a little hook, which is definitely an indication of a tornado. So zooming out a little bit, you can also see just how fast this line is moving. I think the last thing I saw was like 45 miles per hour. It's quickly moving fast, but it's still dumping quite a bit of rain in a matter of a couple minutes. So a lot of flooding will probably take place with this. You can also see this tornado warning. Okay, so that tornado warning goes until 1 o'clock. I think the one down here, was it still 12:15, Matt?
I believe so. I'm getting the latest.
Okay.
12:45.
12:45, okay, they did update it. So about 40 minutes or so. So Westville, if you are close to Washington County, this might clip your area if it stays a tornado warning storm. So make sure you're in your safe spot, indoors, in a bathroom. Because do they have rotation on this?
Yeah, the rotation's roughly is just about to cross into Adair County. It's about right here. And this is headed northeast. This may just stay north of Stillwell. But this thing's coming right towards Westville. So that's just west of Lincoln and west of Prairie Grove. But that warning has not included Washington County at this moment yet. But
just yet. Because I feel like if it moves right here, it'd definitely be including Washington County.
All right, so Michelle, we have an update from the National Weather Service. This thunderstorm right here, this tornado warning cell, tornado has been confirmed 6 miles south of Jay, moving northeast at 35 miles per hour. This is coming in from a storm spotter. This tornado has been officially observed 6 miles south of Jay in Delaware County. So you would definitely, if you are in Delaware County, you want to make sure that you are found your safe place. Here we are. Here's north into Delaware County. Let me go ahead and pause the radar for a second.
Okay.
And let's go ahead and show where that couplet is.
Yep.
Tornado on the ground right over here.
Yeah, that definitely, you can see that bright red and that green. That's that indication that there is a tornado. Is that where they're showing the rotation?
Yeah, right in there.
So it's passing by Highway 59 right now. It's moving to the northeast. And if it moves to the northeast, northeast, what's this city right here?
So we've got Jay.
There you go.
I mean, we're in rural Delaware County, so just west of Benton County. So when you're headed west on Highway 412, but it's north of Highway 412. This is the one that could try to clip us in parts of Benton County. But once again, just south of Jay, we do have a tornado that has been confirmed by the National Weather Service. We're seeing some debris lofted into the atmosphere as well. But you're right along Highway 59. This is headed north and east. It's going to be probably very close to Jay. But once again, tornado warning still in effect for northwestern Benton County. Make sure you stay in your safe place this evening. Make sure everything's charging while you still got power. We've got some gusty winds too, just along this whole line. We have some of those wind speeds. I'm looking, Michelle, at some of these wind speeds that we're getting right now at this hour. It's about 60, 65, up to 68 miles per hour in this cell as it pushes east. So there is the rotation, but there's also just gusty winds along it too.
Yeah, exactly. And you can see from that, just looking at all that lightning as well, expanding all the way from the northeast. And you can just see it's kind of just that little hook right there. And that's the indication of that tornado moving towards J. So, and also if you don't see that tornado or the lightning, this red and that green and that yellow is that rainfall moving through.
Lots of heavy rain. Let's go ahead, let me go ahead and pull up. This is a live look from Springdale. You're looking towards the west right now. You can see some of that lightning off in the distance. You're kind of looking almost directly west towards that circulation that's going to be south of J, and where we have that tornado that has been confirmed that is on the ground.
Look at that.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
So the lightning is just going to become more frequent for us as the storms get closer, and so things are going to get a lot louder across northwest Arkansas too. Temperatures right now, we're still holding in the upper 70s, low 80s. Crazy, right? We've got some strong southerly winds, but this line is really going to knock out those temperatures here fairly shortly. Michelle, this is live look in Pensacola, where we've been getting some of that heavy rain. I can see we're kind of been knocked around a little bit.
I bet it'll the light will come in. There you go, a little bit.
There we
of
go.
Lighting.
We're kind of surrounded. But we'll head back to the radar for you guys.
And I know a lot of people too on the live feed were asking if they should go to sleep. If I feel like it's maybe in the next hour or so you could be able to go to sleep, because we're still watching that couple of tornado warnings that we have going into the northwestern part of Benton County, and then just to the west of Fayetteville.
Yeah. So overall, we're watching this line. There's definitely kind of a weakening trend for us in the River Valley. You can see the showers and thunderstorms are starting to become a little bit more sporadic. They're starting to kind of be a little bit more jumbled up. They're not as crisp. The strongest thunderstorms right now that we have are in extreme eastern Oklahoma, from Adair County and Delaware County, and that's where we have our two circulations at this moment too. We've got the gusty winds, we've got a lot of lightning, and we do have some hail. Let's go ahead. Michelle, I'm going to pull up some of our hail tracks for us too, so we can look at some of that for us, because that's another story that we're watching this evening for you guys. I'm going to go ahead and take a couple things off for us.
And like Matt was saying, the good thing about this, if after these lines of showers and storms passes in the next hour or so, couple hours, then we're going to be done with the rain. We're going to see some general lightning and thunder, not severe storms, but in the morning to start off for our morning commute tomorrow, but not really going to see a lot after the next few hours. That is some good news.
Yeah, so got a loud next couple hours, and then hopefully by tomorrow we're going to enjoy some of that cooler weather. There could be those showers, but yeah, hopefully we can get through this. But it looks like we've kind of got two hail pockets. They generally line up where we have some of the circulations. This isn't a huge hail threat, but we do have some pockets of hail. Once again, just southwest of J, where we have that tornado warning cell. Right now, this will be probably clipping us in extreme northwestern Benton County. I mean, I'm talking about west of Gravette, when you're on Arkansas 20, hugging the state line south to Southwest City, once you head northbound into Benton County. And then we have a slightly even lower hail threat. We've had a couple pockets of some small hail over Lake Tenkiller, and those are headed eastbound right along 62, just east of Tahlequah and south of Tahlequah. We're watching some of those hailstones right now. But this is, once again, a live look in Springdale, and we're watching the thunderstorms there off in the distance for us. We'll be coming to Springdale very shortly too.
And it's already raining in Benton County and Washington County, so Springdale will probably be in the next 30 minutes or so. But honestly, like Matt was saying too, after these lines, the storms right here pass through, I think we're going to be done with the activity probably until Monday morning. Some rain showers, but nothing too severe like we're seeing right now.
Yeah. Let's look at some of the temperatures too. While we're waiting, we still have two tornado warnings. One technically is for extreme northwestern Benton County. Looks like they're retrimming and reissuing that tornado warning for Adair County. Getting from the National Weather Service, there has been a debris signature on this storm. However, it's starting to weaken a little bit, so we'll have to watch that. But there was a tornado on the ground, very close to J. But we're also watching that storm east of Tahlequah too. But we have noticed some signs of weakening. But temperatures have dropped towards the west by quite a bit. This is just for fun. I was watching some of the temperatures. I mean, it's warm out there right now, Michelle.
Yeah, it is warm. I mean, compared to yesterday, and yesterday we're breaking records. And I think that really helped set up the favorable environment for today for storms to turn severe. And so right now temperatures are in the 70s, but like Matt was saying, behind this cold front, we're going to have highs in the 60s and 70s. So much cooler air, fall-like temperatures, not record heat like we saw yesterday. But these winds, you can just really see them digging from the southeast right now. So it's been breezy, right? It's been breezy yesterday, today, and we saw gusts up to 25 miles per hour. Some of us saw 30 miles per hour. So it's been pretty windy. And I don't think these winds are really going to calm down until this cold front finally pushes through, which will be tomorrow morning, tomorrow afternoon. But temperatures, 70s, and I bet you the dew points are up there as well, which helps generate the storms just a little bit.
Yeah, it's humid out there, right? Mm-hmm. We're waiting for that fall air to come in.
So where is this live right now?
Well, you're looking live in Springdale, so you're actually now looking kind of northwest.
Look at that.
Wow. You see that one?
Yeah.
Yeah, we got some big lightning. A lot of it is cloud-to-cloud lightning. When we go back to the radar, let's go ahead and look, and I might be able to populate some of the estimates on lightning. But basically, we watch lightning very closely, not just because it looks crazy, right? But we also can watch and track over time how strong or healthy a thunderstorm is by how many lightning strikes it has. So we've got some healthy thunderstorms right now. This is the tornado warning cell. That's for this is for Delaware County as it's trying to clip northwestern parts of Benton County. So we've got a decent amount of lightning strikes with that. Those positive strikes are the ones that are the most dangerous. That have more ampage. But then south, let's see.
So looking at this, Matt, to me, it kind of looks like this whole line is weakening.
It is.
So like if
You're
you look
right.
at that storm right there, it's just kind of weakening as it's moving to the northeast.
Yeah.
So that's good news for us, honestly. Maybe we won't see too many severe thunderstorm warnings with this, but it does look like these storms that are warned right here are going pretty strong.
Yeah, and just kind of watching too, when we show some of the velocities on these storms, they have...
You can see it right there.
Yeah, right there. You see that notch? They have weakened a little bit. Let me go ahead and... You see that over time? Let me move it over. You see how it's kind of more crisp? You see a little bit more of that green color with it? And then over time...
Weakening.
A little bit weakening. Yeah, that one's kind of fizzling out. That's good news. But that's coming right towards the state line with Benton County and Delaware County. And then even the southern one, Michelle, it looks like just east of Tahlequah.
Yeah.
That one is also showing some signs of weakening. Still tornado warning, but things are slowly trying to weaken before the state line.
Do you mind moving it down just a little bit?
Yes. Yeah, let's go ahead and get it in there.
So yeah, you can definitely tell. So like it's this big green spot, right? And then as it moves toward the northeast, definitely weakening like Matt was saying. So that's some good news for us. Hopefully this storm is definitely not tornado warned as it moves to Arkansas. Right now, all of these, like Matt was saying, is to the border. So it's all in eastern Oklahoma, moving through that area. So that rotation, weakening, is good news for us. But it still does have a lot of lightning on it as well. You can really see that on there.
Let's go ahead and bring it back.
Fort Smith probably seeing some light rain now as well. Fayetteville, a little bit of light rain. It looks like most of the lightning is still to the west of us, moving through eastern Oklahoma.
Yeah. And a lot of it is falling apart right as it hits the state line.
Yep.
Even with the lightning, too, we still hear the thunder because it's still relatively close to us. We'll get occasional lightning strikes, but it does look like this line is slowly starting to weaken. Michelle, here's that full line right there we've been watching for several hours now.
So I've been watching this line since, I want to say, 5 o'clock, and it developed pretty quickly. And so basically, if I want to do meteorology terms for you, this is a low pressure right here. This was a combined cold front and dry line, and that's when it formed a squall line, which is what you see right here. It's basically a line of thunderstorms ranging from all the way Kansas to all the way to Austin, Texas, Waco, Texas. This is a huge system moving through. So one time, a point, I think it was back at the 5:30 or the 10 o'clock show, all these lines and showers or storms were severe warned. So it's good news for us that most of them have kind of weakened just a little bit. But that low pressure that I was talking about right here is where it's now located. And so this is wrapped around rain. So that's what's going to move through our area Monday morning, tomorrow morning. Nothing severe. You can see it, the line just past Oklahoma City. That's not severe at all. That's just producing some general thunderstorms, lightning and thunder, and a lot of bit of moderate to heavy rainfall as well. Yeah. Did they do that tornado warning?
Yeah, they're starting to issue it for McDonald County now. Let's see. So it does look like this storm is probably going to get, let me go ahead and do the last 30 minutes for us. I'm going to speed the radar down.
You can actually hear it outside right now, the
Yeah.
rain moving in Johnson.
Yeah, so a lot of us are still going to get some heavy pockets of rain tonight. A lot of us are hoping to get some heavy pockets of rain, right? Because it's been so dry.
Yep.
But it does look like they're reissuing that tornado warning. Still tornado confirmed, located 4 miles east of J. So notice how the tornado warning still includes the J area, right there, right where Michelle's pointing. Tornado confirmed, headed northeast, very close to maybe clipping the state line, very, very close. But it's going to be moving in towards Southwest City.
Can you put the rotation? Oh, there it goes,
Yep.
right there. Cool.
Let me go ahead
Go
and.
up there. Oh, yeah. Actually, is it right here?
It kind of shifted a little bit, yeah. So we're hoping that thing stays just north and west of the county line and the state line there. But if we go ahead and kind of repeat this just over the past even 15 minutes or so and watch this storm, it's slowly kind of moving towards the north over time. But once again, tornado warning, extreme northwestern portions, Benton County. It does not include Centerton or Bentonville or Rogers or even Lowell or Bethel Heights, Decatur, Gravette. We're not in this tornado warning. This is more of a threat that's west towards the state line. And to be honest, a lot of it's even more into Delaware County once you head west towards J. We still have that tornado warned cell.
It actually looks like the
way.
rotation has kind of fallen apart with that
really
one too.
has. Yep, you're right.
And you can just see the winds pushing out right now. So I bet you that still has winds up to 60 miles per hour, 50 miles per hour as it's moving through. 45. Not bad.
Yeah, so some good winds still you don't want to mess around with this evening, but a lot of us are going to get these gusty winds. So let's go ahead and we're gonna reset for a second. Let me put satellite and radar up for us, and we'll go ahead and zoom back out for our whole area. Let's time things out.
So actually just standing right here, Matt, close to the door, you can really hear those winds outside the studio.
Yeah,
It's gusting.
It's loud, yeah, for sure. This is a live look outside right now as we head towards Springdale. But you're looking towards the north and west. There's highway, Interstate 49. So you're looking northwest towards Elm Springs and Tawnytown. And still a lot of clouds out there, a lot of lightning off in the distance, mainly in Oklahoma still. But that system is slowly pressing east this evening. And with that, we've got some heavy rain too. That'll be marching eastbound. But every once in a while, we get some good shots of some lightning. This is a live look in Bacola where we've had some of that heavy rain so far. Right now in Bacola and for much of the River Valley, those severe threats are weakening for us this evening. We don't have any tornado warnings or severe thunderstorm warnings in the immediate River Valley. We do have a tornado warned cell that sources southwest. Mina will be on the lookout for that. That's about to cross the state line here shortly. But then as you head north towards northwest Arkansas, that's where we have the most concerns at this hour with some of the strongest thunderstorms. They have shown some signs of weakening, but these are headed north and east right now.
Yeah, exactly. And I can see a couple bolts of lightning over here in Benton County. So even though that this line is over here, we're still getting some thunder and lightning just to the ahead of it. So make sure if you are in Benton County, Washington County, are watching this very closely. So like Matt was saying, I definitely see this one weakening as it pushes towards the Arkansas border. But other than that, though, we're just seeing some light rain right now in Fayetteville, Rogers, Bentonville. And honestly, this line is really, really weakening towards our area, which is great news for us. Maybe we won't see any severe thunderstorm warnings from this. But honestly, from right here, when this passes us, I think most of us are done with the severe weather for today.
Yeah, and we can just get that cool air coming in from the west. All right, so this storm right here, as we head towards the northeast, just north of J, it looks like the circulation, there's honestly almost 2 circulations right now. Let me go ahead and mark them for you guys so you see what I'm talking about, because I know the radar is getting a little messy for us. We've got a circulation about right here, and we've got another circulation just towards the north and west. When you start getting kind of 2 different circulations, things are getting a little wonky and weaken a little bit, and we've noticed that weakening. But we are watching this circulation that's on the eastern portion. This one's headed going to probably clip us in parts of northwest Arkansas. And so we'll be watching that close towards Southwest City and west of Gravette at this hour. But if we go ahead and show you the velocity, I can kind of show you what I'm talking about. It's hard to see, and that's a good thing. When they're harder to see, they're a little bit weaker. But right now we've got 2 circulations for us. We've got one that's trying to cross into Benton County. Now this one that I'm circled right here, that's crossing the state line near Arkansas 20. It'll be getting close to Honey Creek Road here shortly too, kind of where you meet Arkansas 43. This is the storm that originally had that tornado that was spotted near Jay, but it has weakened a lot. We're really not seeing the debris with this storm as much anymore. So that's some good news for us. But we are watching this storm continue to press northeast about 40 miles per hour. The other circulations back towards the west, we don't have to worry about that for Arkansas. You can see there the corner of Missouri with Southwest City. So this one's going to head north and east towards Dodge, and we don't have to worry about this one here at home. But some of these severe storms will be pressing east into Missouri here very, very shortly, Michelle.
Yeah, exactly right. And the one thing that I've been noticing why Matt's been doing that is that the lightning strikes have been going down as well, which is a great sign that this line of showers and storms is weakening. So did they just update that tornado warning?
They are. They're updating the one for Adair County. And like you said, I was pulling up lightning.
Mm-hmm.
Just about 30 minutes ago, we had about 100 strikes in the past 15 minutes for that northern cell. And now we're down to 26 strikes.
So we also do have, sorry,
Yeah.
not to interrupt you, but we do have a severe thunderstorm warning right now for Scott County.
Right there.
Yeah.
Go ahead and turn the radar on for you.
Do you know how long it goes for?
This one goes until, let me populate this up for us.
1:30.
1:30.
An hour. So we have an hour for that severe thunderstorm warning. And I bet you the real reason why they issued this is because of the winds, honestly, because it's a squall line, so the squall line is going to bring some damaging winds as it moves through. So if it's a severe thunderstorm warned system, or storm, actually, the winds have to be over 60 miles per hour, or gusting over 60 miles per hour. So it's probably gusting really hard right now in Scott County. So if you're in that area, let us know what you're seeing. If you're seeing any rain, windy conditions, as well as the storm moves through.
So here's some of the latest timings as the storm pushes northeast.
So for Cove, 12:47, Mena, 1:08, Waldron, 1:33 in an hour or so, Golden City, 1:54.
So let's move northbound again. So like we said, new severe thunderstorm warning for Mena. This includes Polk County and very extreme southern portions of Scott County, south of Waldron. But when we move northbound, it looks like for much of us in the River Valley, just some good downpours. We've got some heavy downpours west of Kavanaugh Hill, Poto, some light to moderate rain, but the heavier stuff is towards Bekoshi, and then up 271 towards Shady Point Power Plant. But north right now, we've got the 2 tornado warnings as they're approaching the state line at this hour. We've got the southern cell, this is for Adair County. Westville, make sure you're taking your tornado precautions this evening. Find the most central, lowest interior room of the house you're in, the apartment that you're in as best you can. As we watch the circulation that's near Christie, headed towards Strawberry Spring and Westville. This storm will push northeast, eventually into Washington County and Benton County. It's this tornado warning that we're watching right in here that will have some of the biggest impacts for us in northwest Arkansas. It looks like this storm towards the north, that's going to be clipping us, maybe in northwestern Benton County, is going to be mainly a Missouri event. So it's going to avoid the major metro areas of northwest Arkansas. It's even going to avoid us and grab it in Sulphur Springs too. But we have got 2 tornado warnings right now. Current, they will be expiring. The northern one will be expiring here pretty soon. Here at just about 1 o'clock, we'll have that warning expire. And then the southern warning, 12:45. We'll have to see if we continue to keep the notch there. It has weakened over time.
Has the National Weather Service said anything in the chat about that?
Not much. It's been quiet. It does look like things are slowly weakening. We don't have any new updates as of right now.
That's good.
So, yeah, nasty line though.
It does look really nasty. If you look to the south of our area, just to the Texas-Arkansas border, a lot of lightning with that storm moving through, and that's why it's severe thunderstorm warned just to the south of us. This is Logan County that has one, or Scott County that has one until 1 o'clock, you said? 1:15?
Yep, till 1 o'clock.
Awesome.
Yeah. It's loud though.
It
Got some
is
heavy
loud.
rain out there. But everyone's getting the rain on this system. There are some more kind of breakups, it looks like, in the river valley as you're looking in western Scott County. But Fort Smith, we're getting some good downpours. No severe weather now expected for Fort Smith. I think for a lot of us in Fort Smith, Van Buren, Podo, we do have some heavy downpours, but the severe threat has diminished quite a bit. The most severe weather is going to likely impact parts of northwest Arkansas, where we have those tornado warnings at this time as this front continues to push towards the east. But the lightning has gone down quite a bit. In fact, we've about quartered the lightning. We went for about 100 strikes in that one cell in the north, down to 25 strikes, and usually in the past 15 minutes. So it is weakening. That's good news. And this is what we've been calling for this evening. The strongest thunderstorms have been in Oklahoma, but over time they weaken as they push into Arkansas. So it's good news for us. At the same time, we still want some of the rain. So maybe we're trying to get the best of both worlds right now, with the downpour still pushing on through, but the severe threats are still out there. We still have that tornado warning for Adair County, and then eastern portions of Delaware County clipping us in parts of Benton County. But otherwise, heavy to moderate rain pushing into the mountains right now. I-49 all the way through the Boston Mountains from Van Buren and Alma north to Fayetteville and Greenland. We've got some of that heavy rain, but the heavier pockets are just north and west. And you also see where we have the lightning. But notice over time, this is over the past, 30 minutes or 45 minutes or so?
45 minutes.
45 minutes. Notice how we have all those lightning strikes, those little white things on the radar. They start to go away. So this storm continues to weaken. We still have a little bit of a circulation. We did have a tornado touchdown just south of Jay, and then it tracked east of Jay. So it went about 8 miles south of Jay, and then about 4 miles east of Jay. So we got it several miles with this one storm. We'll probably have the National Weather Service come out and they'll be scouting out that storm and kind of the damage that we saw with this storm as it presses north and east. But so far in Arkansas, we haven't had any touchdowns this evening. Things are looking okay. We still have some severe thunderstorm warnings and some tornado warnings to deal with, but it will be mainly this cell. Michelle, could we go ahead and zoom in on the cell that has probably the highest threat for us in northwest Arkansas? The circulation is still in Oklahoma, in Adair County. It's looking like it's right over Christie and just west of Westville. Westville's about here. But when you look north towards Watts, we'll have to be watching this storm as it pushes north and east. Eventually, it's going to be crossing Highway 59 and getting kind of close to Salem Springs. It may be just south of town. So just south as you're leaving, kind of from the casino, south on 59, and once you get into Oklahoma, that's where we have that highest threat right now. 59 is beautiful when you're looking westbound. I'm sure they can see the lightning big time right now. But the lightning has decreased over time. It looks like we got a couple lightning strikes near Christie, but nowhere near what we were dealing with a little bit earlier. You guys over Lake Tenkiller, you got cabins in Lake Tenkiller. I think we're good. We still have a little bit of rain, but that's pushing on out of here now. It's this cell that's just northwest of Christie. This thing's moving towards the Arkansas-Oklahoma state line at this hour. But otherwise, Michelle, we've got some light to moderate rain, probably more moderate rain from Fayetteville south into Greenland and West Fork and Farmington, Prairie Grove, Lincoln. We'll be getting that rain too. So a good, healthy rain for us as this system presses eastbound. But it looks like, once again, we've got that circulation mainly for Adair County. And over time, it's getting a lot broader too. I'm looking at some extra radar features here, but it does look like when you start to get a spin up and when the circulation starts to broaden out a little bit, you're totally good. When it starts to broaden out, the speed starts to decrease a little bit, kind of some physics principles in there. And so we still have a tornado warning, but the threat has diminished a lot kind of wider now. We're looking more towards the southern end of where these greens and reds meet, just west of Westville. Been tracking along 62. But this whole couplet is moving northeast. It's actually starting to kind of wrap a little bit more with a northerly trajectory. So north and northeast, you got to be watching this storm. I think it's going to be just north and west of us for Westville. But north of Westville along 59, right into Salem Springs, that's where we got to be watching this system probably the most closely for the next probably 30 to 45 minutes. This one will be eventually crossing Highway 412, but you can see right at the beginning of that loop, you kind of have some of those brighter greens and then start to weaken over time. So this storm pressing northeast, slowly weakening. But I think we're good for Fayetteville and Springdale with this storm. This one's going to probably head more into Benton County. A lot of times we have some such strong southerly winds at this moment that these storms approach Arkansas, and then they're starting to take kind of a left-hand turn, kind of soaking up that southerly wind and kind of being fling along the state line. So we'll be watching that. But all the storms kind of have that, they're moving eastbound. But you can see that moisture just pulling up from the north at this hour. We've already weakened a lot of the storms in the River Valley. Fort Smith finally getting some good rain for us, right? We need it. We love it. We'll get some for the next couple of hours. We've got a couple more storms towards the west right now. They're now starting to leave Oklahoma City. Those are kind of the leftovers. Some of them are pretty good downpours, but we'll be watching those as they move east too, kind of in a break towards Tulsa. So we've got this line pushing through. Now in Clarksville and Knoxville, we're dry, but finally some of the rain starting to move in for us. But you've been wondering, what about me in Logan County, Franklin County? These storms have weakened quite a bit. We're just getting some good rain right now in Ozark and Mulberry, Altus, Paris and Boonville. We've now been getting the rain here just as a few minutes ago. Waldron getting some of that light to moderate rain as it pushes east. We've got a good pocket of some heavier rain in northern LaFleur County. That's kind of from Kavanaugh Hill north into Bocoshe and Shady Point and Panama, Spiro, getting some of that heavier rain. That cluster is going to be headed into Fort Smith. We've been getting the rain kind of on and off in Fort Smith, sometimes a little bit heavier, sometimes a little bit lighter. We've got a better pocket coming in here shortly as rain starts to push north. Moderate rain throughout Crawford County, getting a good soaking from Cedarville and north into Winslow. We're getting that in Mountainburg as well. But this is the storm we're still watching. It looks like we still have that tornado warning north and west, northwestern Benton County. Maybe we can take a look at the circulation too for that northern storm that's trying to move into Missouri at this hour. Zooming in just a little bit. So it looks like that circulation has now crossed into Southwest City. When you zoom in a little bit closer, where you kind of have that white dot right there, so a little bit of a couplet that's moving west of, it's just west of Knoll, and headed northeast. Anderson, kind of hopping on I-49. Tried out the new bypass yet? That bypass is getting soaked. West of Bella Vista, we're getting that heavier rain. Still some light to moderate rain in Bentonville and Rogers. But it looks like the circulation has now made it into Missouri. So eventually the National Weather Service will go ahead and cut off that tornado warning here shortly. But the circulation continues to press into Missouri out of Arkansas. We got very close. It came right to the corner. See, it kind of lines up. It doesn't always, but it kind of lines up this evening with this white little cell. And you see how it moves north, and it just crossed right where Arkansas, Missouri, and Oklahoma all meet in three kind of points in one location. There's that marker there too. It's kind of cool to see. But this thing continues to move east and north, and a lot of lightning has dissipated too. So we're probably expecting this cell to continue to weaken. They got a tornado warning for McDonald County, so this includes Anderson and southwest towards Southwest City. But we still have that tornado warning south into, so this tornado warning for McDonald County lasts until 1 o'clock. So what we got, about 15 minutes or so. So still watching this cell. So it's leaving northwest Arkansas, so that's some good news for us. And then one more tornado warning towards the south in central Adair County. This storm has had a circulation on for quite a while too. But a lot of the heavy rain is pushed towards the east. When you start to get that, you start to kind of choke these storms a little bit. They really thrive when they've got some nice, clear, still warm and humid air towards the east. But when this rain kind of bypassed everything and pushed east, you're kind of cutting off this circulation. But it looks like we still have a circulation just west of Westville. Looks like, did they just expire it?
Yes.
Okay, that is good news for us. So let's go ahead and let's get a wide view. And we may go ahead and wrap up for a little bit, because basically what's going on is, here's the front just west of this line. It's got the cooler air that we've been waiting on for so long, right? We hit the 90s this weekend. We could use the cool air. But eventually the storms will pass on through. We've got this healthy line. Still technically, yes, a tornado warning for extreme northwestern Benton County, but the circulation itself has mainly moved into Missouri. We're going to be clear from that circulation in Bentonville and Rogers and Springdale. This will head deep into Missouri. We're good with this one. Then we've got a lot of heavy rain, moderate to heavy rain pushing through from the corridor of northwest Arkansas. So anywhere from Bella Vista and Bentonville south towards the U of A, we've got that heavy rain. And then you head south into Greenland and you get into the mountains. Got a beautiful drive this time of year, but we're getting a good soaking right now. Those rain showers continue to press eastbound. But we're not talking about severe weather anymore. The lightning has really dropped off too. Now we're honestly kind of getting occasional lightning. Isn't it crazy how just over about an hour or two, how things continue to weaken? This is what we get all the time here in Arkansas. We watch these big thunderstorms in Oklahoma and they press towards Arkansas and they weaken over time. We have a severe thunderstorm warning for southern Scott County. This does not include Waldron. It does include Polk County towards the south. Mena, we're included in that severe thunderstorm warning. We've got a lot of gusty winds. This storm is actually still fairly healthy, but this one's going to clip us south into Texarkana, but we don't have to worry about it. In Fort Smith and Buren this evening, we just got some moderate rain for us. Heavy rain near Poto. This is headed right towards Shady Point and Panama and Spiro for us in northern LaFleur County. That'll move into Fort Smith and Fort Chaffee and Barling and Arcoma here shortly. But a lot of us are just getting healthy rain. So we'll get the healthy rain. It will eventually come to an end temporarily. Notice actually in western Sequoia County where we had that tornado warning earlier towards Vian and Weber's Falls, the rain is now pushed out for us, but we're still got a lot of clouds. We just picked up some heavy rain.
Hey, Matt.
Yes.
So people in Rogers and Silent Springs are asking if it's okay to go to sleep right now.
Yeah, great question. I think so. Because Michelle, this tornado warning, this circulation continues to press east and north over time. Here was that old circulation that we had in parts of in Adair County. This also weakens over time. So we'll continue to watch it this evening, but it looks like it has weakened quite a bit, and we've got a lot of heavy rain pushing from Bentonville and Rogers and Springdale and Fayetteville, and that is helping to choke this thunderstorm. So great question. I think a lot of us are going to rest a lot easier tonight now these storms continue to weaken. We're getting the heavy rain. We're getting still some gusty winds. Even though we're not at severe threats for a lot of us, look to see there, they just finally, they expired the tornado warning, so no longer a tornado warning anywhere in Arkansas. That is good for us this evening. There are still some strong thunderstorms, especially crossing into western portions of Benton County. The rain's about to pick up. We still have this strong cell. It's no longer a tornado warned cell, but still a lot of heavy rain coming in across the state line. So we're picking up some healthy rainfall totals. We're eventually going to have some rainfall totals, and we'll have some for tomorrow morning. Meteorologist Tyler Moore is going to be kind of wrapping this up for you tomorrow. We may have a couple showers left over. There are some in central Oklahoma. They're kind of on the backside of this whole system. But otherwise, yeah, great question.
Sorry, really quick. And then everyone's asking about the River Valley.
Yeah, great question. I think a lot of us in the River Valley are going to be okay. We are watching this severe storm to south. Mena is going to get loud here very shortly. But when you're looking at the radar map, a lot of our storms have weakened. We've got some downpours, but I think a lot of this is just going to be some pockets of heavy rain. That's good news for us in Paris and Boonville, Ozark and Mulberry. We're going to go ahead and start wrapping up here. We appreciate you guys sticking with us through the thunderstorms. We've had the tornado warnings mainly in Oklahoma, and then as these storms cross into Arkansas, right where we live, right, things start to weaken over time. And so now we've got a lot of heavy rain, still some occasional lightning and thunder, still some gusty winds. The gusty winds may not be up to the severe limits where we need to hit that 58, 60 miles per hour, but we are getting those winds between 30 to 40, sometimes even up to 50. So we still have some gusty winds. A lot of us are going to have some extra leaves on the ground. They've been easy to knock off because things have been so dry. But it looks like things from a severe point are starting to wind down. That is good for us. So I think a lot of us are going to be able to sleep tightly. But by tomorrow morning, we'll be checking our rain gauges to see how much rain we got. All right, so we're going to wrap up here. We appreciate you guys watching as we watch these thunderstorms. We're going to stick around. We're going to continue to watch these thunderstorms, make sure nothing tries to spin up, but things have weakened quite a bit. That's some good news. Michelle and I have been with you this evening. Thanks for keeping it here. Keep it local.